the global nature of the world. What I mean by when I was very young, age 4, actually my parents moved to Singapore. So my first memory of life was actually jumping on a plane from London via Abu Dhabi to Singapore. And I remember it because there was a shadow puppet show. The in-flight entertainment on Singapore Airlines was this puppet show that went down, physically down the aisles with a bongo drum player. And I guess that was my first experience of a global culture or global nature. And so for me now, when I look at the world and what's going on, I just take inspirations from different parts of the journey ago. So last week I was in Sydney, next week I'm in New York, then LA, and I was in basically Shanghai. And I think as the world, quite frankly, is getting more, let's say, localized, which is a complete oxymoron based on what's happening with the internet, we as civilians and citizens need to become more globally curious. So I take inspiration by being more globally curious, try and understand more about different cultures around the world, and hopefully that makes the work that I do or the things that we talk about more interesting. I think I mentioned in the talk today about this thing. When I was younger, I thought the future was everything. Right? I didn't really listen to maybe my peers or people from behind in history. And what I've learned by talking to these brilliant creative talents around the world is that we can learn far, far more from, I guess, our elders, right? Or the people that have been in the industry than maybe from the people that we see around us day to day. So, some of the things that came out about being humble, being passionately creative, having this idea of being lateral and lineal thinkers, have all been learned by speaking to these greats and almost like gods of our industry. So, in a nutshell, I guess, is learning more from the past and then learning how to apply those lessons to the future things we're about to do. Yeah, the one I love the most, or there's actually two I love the most, is one, being humble. Everyone thinks that to be, I guess, a creative genius or a good leader, you have to have this big ego, and the press creates and celebrates big ego personalities. So most of the people we spoke to were incredibly humble and always gave the credit to the work to elsewhere. And the other one is be patient. We live in this very, let's say, impatient world, right? Where quite frankly, we want everything tomorrow. The greatest work that all these individuals did normally were somewhere between 5, almost like a decade in the making. And were inspired sometimes from their youth up through, or sometimes by connecting all these personality individuals together. So I love that idea of just being humble leaders and also by being incredibly patient to get to the best idea.